Hello, peekaboo from Milu behind the potato plants. Just a quick one to say happy birthday to Brady. It's his birthday today, and yeah, just wanted to say have a great day, and be nice if everyone could send him some birthday wishes. I was just thinking back to a birthday we celebrated. It was Brady's 30th when we were in Pakistan, and I just remember being in a little cafe. I can't even remember where we were now. Brady would have to remind me. Somewhere up in the mountains, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a lot of time's passed since then, and a lot's happened. Quite funny to think about how we've ended up coming back together all these years later, to get everyone else together as best we can through a stand in the park. Yeah, so lots and lots of love to Brady, founder of a stand in the park, on his birthday, and I hope you have a great time tonight, Brades, in Sydney, having a freedom party, or tomorrow night actually, isn't it? I'm getting my days confused. It's soon anyway, but lots of other people having their parties as well, so have a great time. Yeah, that's about it really. I hope you're all doing well. Beautiful day here again today. Let's just spin it round. Blue sky. That's quite dazzling. There's a little bit of cloud, but we've not had too many of the old you know what's streaking across the skyline in the last few days. I have noticed though some really odd cloud formations. Has anyone else seen those? Not just the normal, well, they're not normal, but you know, the streaks that we're used to that kind of fan out. These are almost in little sections across the sky. Yeah, it's just becoming more and more obvious, isn't it? Oh, nice morning copper. Along with a lot of other things becoming a lot more obvious. I think when you've got evil operating at that kind of level, at some point the mask has to slip, and you know they can't hide anymore, because it's that evil is, it can't hide. I'm not very articulate this morning. Good boy, come here, good boy. Yeah, I think it's just going to become excuse me, more and more obvious to people what's actually behind all of this, and it becomes, you know, kind of inescapable. There will always be the people that literally can't deal with it, and you know, as much as it is frustrating and it can drive you up the wall crazy, the cognitive dissonance and some people's refusal to see, I think they're just not equipped to deal with it, and so you will have certain people that it just seems like no matter what they will have to keep telling themselves the story that things are not what they seem, but I'm personally noticing a lot more people questioning. They might not have gone right down the rabbit hole that we have, but they're definitely starting to prick up their ears and see, wow, you know, that this going back to normal isn't an option. It's not happening. Things are actually progressing and getting worse, and all of those things that we've been warning about for years and years. I mean, it brings absolutely no satisfaction at all, but we're seeing them play out, and it's undeniable. But you know, as always, this is a psychological operation more than anything else, and it's all about the fear. It's always been about the fear. keeping us in that low vibrational state. We're in really dense energy, you know, and I think people need to really give themselves a bloody pat on the back, to be honest, to be able to, you know, have any kind of clarity about anything, because this is incredibly heavy energy, and we, as I've said before, we've got this incredible capacity, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, to acclimatise to our situations, our surroundings, and we do as default kind of make the best of things without even realising we're doing it. So it's hats off really on the one hand, but on the other it's like we do have this capacity for suffering and for, you know, really tolerating a lot of pain before we'll stop and say, right, no more. And it's very, very challenging to keep yourself buoyed up and out of fear when it's bombarding us 24/7. I mean, forget what we're even being fed through the mainstream and all of that, because, you know, people like us, we don't generally pay any attention. We know what it's, or if we do, it's just to kind of keep tabs on what they're up to. But it's the fear of the future, you know, the fear of what could be coming, that's kind of seeded into our consciousness. So you've got that, even if you switched off everything, there's still that kind of knowledge that things are not well. But again, we can actually turn that all around by moving into a different frequency, and it literally changes our reality. We're creating our reality every moment, and generally it's unconscious, totally unaware. You know, it's the law of assumption, as Neville Goddard called it. That's what's creating. We just have these unconscious assumptions that keep everything going, you know, down to we assume that the sun's going to rise every morning. You don't think about it. It's an inbuilt assumption, the way that our blood pumps through our body. We're not consciously doing that, but there's this assumption that it's just done. And it works on all levels. And what we see around us is actually our assumption around reality. And what we're seeing is there's been this inbuilt assumption that's been absolutely manipulated, that these other beings, people, whatever, have power and authority over us. And so we see that play out, but it's starting to crumble. That's the thing. And if we focus on that, the fact that people are waking up to this, then it's going to come down. We know that. It's just the time frame, you know. We're never sure how things are going to play out, in which order, but I think most of us can feel the changes, and if we can kind of stay rooted in truth and freedom, just always have that moral compass, whatever it is you want to call it, whenever you're feeling wobbly and thrown and unbalanced and in fear, just bringing ourselves back and knowing that we're on the winning side, we're on the right side. Yeah, that's I have to remind myself all the time, because we're in such crazy times. Everything's been thrown up in the air, and it's so difficult to just function almost in the way that we did before, because again our assumptions were a bit different then. this is all new, and it's really being brought to the fore, and it needs to be, but it can be very confronting. Yeah, anyway, so that's it from me. Happy birthday again to Braidster. What an amazing couple of years, really. Coming up to nearly 2 years of a stand in the park. Obviously it started in Sydney in Brady's Park in Australia, and then yeah, we've just seen it spread and spread. I jumped on board with it February last year, and the UK just blew up completely. It's amazing to see people just really getting it from day one, and took off massively and completely turned my life upside down, because that's all I've been doing ever since, is working on it. So yeah, and we'll be needed absolutely as things progress, but keep the faith. And again, got to give yourself credit for being able to keep it together with all the knowledge that we've got, and being in this incredibly dense, heavy energy. I'm constantly amazed by the human spirit. I really am. I think we're an incredible species, to be honest. So many extremes. And yeah, if we can just keep going, keep maintaining that balance and stay strong, lean on each other, that's what we're all here for. So lots of love to you. Have a lovely day. Hope the sun's shining for you wherever you are, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Peace.